There is a great threat to our national security. The enemy lies within our borders. He is sometimes referenced as a thug, a street hood, yo boy, or criminal. He is uneducated, content with subservience, and brings great malice to his community. When he increases in age, he'll be nothing more than a burden to his government. I want you to look at the face of our enemy and tell me that he doesn't look like he'll rob you given 5 years. I propose that instead of allowing this potential killer to walk the streets of our great nation, we kill him now and sell his body as meat to the upper class, those that actually uphold the values that this great nation has given us. This is certainly a modest proposal, and I know that this would decrease crime, thereby making America's streets safer. It would also lessen the amount of money that we spend on incarcerating these heathens who have nothing better to do than be a menace to our great society. As a result, our educational system will be full of capable and adequately prepared youth who want and can succeed. I certainly am not the first to propose such a brilliant and efficient means to rid America of its burden. In 2005, William Bennett, former Secretary of Education and former chairman of the National Endowment for the Humanities under the Reagan administration, vehemently stated, "I do know that it's true that if you wanted to reduce crime, if that were your sole purpose, you could abort every black baby in this country, and crime rate would go down. For the black male baby is the problem. And the quicker we rid ourselves of this innately inadequate being, the faster we will be able to progress society. In order to truly understand the problem, let's focus on Baltimore, Maryland, where I'm from. According to the 2008 U.S. Census Bureau, Baltimore is comprised 63.6% of blacks, 32.7% of whites, and 3.7% of Asian, Hispanic, and other ethnic minorities. In a place where about 2/3 of the population is black, there is a 38.5% graduation rate, which is the second lowest in the nation, preceded only by Detroit with 21.7%. If they can't graduate from high school, they have no futures. And they look to their biological instinct, crime. They kill white people, brown people. They kill their own people. So then they are sent to prison. The 2003 Bureau of Statistics special report by Thomas Brown-Cesar highlighted that if incarceration rates remain unchanged, 1 in 3 black males are expected to go to prison during their lifetime. But this is certainly not our fault. And yet we have to pay for their bad behavior through our hard-earned tax dollars. According to James J. Steffens' Special Report 2004 for the Bureau of Justice Statistics, states spend $29.5 billion for prisons in 2001, with the average annual operating cost per state inmate in 2001 to be $22,650, or $62 per day. Justice Policy Institute, a Washington-based research and advocacy group that supports alternatives to incarceration, found that in 2000, there were 791,000 black men in jail or prison, with only 603,000 enrolled in colleges or university. I mean, it costs more to keep them in prison than put them in college, but we are helping them. What is the correlation between education and prisons? Some may ask. The U.S. Department of Justice reported that 63% of state prison inmates did not receive a high school diploma. So in a city like Baltimore, where more than 2/3 of the population is dropping out, that means that they are more likely to become menaces to society by committing crimes and adding to the prison population. Michael E. Ross, reporter for MSNBC, noted in his article, Reports offer grim forecasts for young black men that in 2000, 65% of black male high school dropouts had no jobs, either because they couldn't find work or because they were in jail. So look at our enemy and tell him that it is his fault that he is born into a society where his casket is built before his graduation certificate is written. He is a failure. He is the problem. And he cannot be helped. It is his fault that he is born into a world where joblessness for 16 to 24-year-old black men has reached 34.5%. It is his fault that even if he beats all odds and attends a college and gets a degree, he is less likely than his white peer to actually get a job. It is his fault that his parents named him Tyrone instead of Ted, and now he receives 50% fewer callbacks from jobs. It is his fault that he was born male and black. But while you ponder that, I will begin feeding the minds of the hungry men and women who have been starved of this knowledge, and hopefully you will find that the great threat to be the greatest opportunity to change America.